Naturally, one of the most frequent questions I get is, what is humany? How do you define humany? How did you create humany? Well, humany is a word I created comprising human, humanity, and harmony. And I define it as the practice of treating all human beings with peacefulness, compassion, kindness, and respect. When I first created this concept, I applied it only to organizational leadership to emphasize the leading of people as human beings, and the need for leaders to create workspaces or workplaces of well-being and harmony. And I put this in my book, Humany Leadership, Mindsets, Behaviors, and Skills for Being a Successful People-Centric Leader. And that book pretty much defined and detailed this practice of leadership. Now, I was very pleased when the Nonfiction Authors Association, a leading peer organization of nonfiction writers, granted the book a gold medal. And even more importantly, when they said in their review that Humany Leadership is a significant work with an important mission. And it was positive reviews like this that spurred me to expand the scope of my thinking outside the role of people leadership. By combining these three words, human, humanity, and harmony, Humany reflects our need to build lives of connection, well-being, and harmony. So Humany really now means approaching life with the desire to make the journey of life better for ourselves and for others. And a Humany mindset life helps to ensure that all of our personal interactions and individual actions are based on kindness, compassion, peace, and respect, and by accepting all others for who they truly are. Now, this is a holistic approach to physical, mental, emotional well-being that enables people to build and maintain lives of wellness and harmony of their choosing. The premise of a Humany mindset is very simple. Approaching all decisions in life and all interactions with others from a place of compassion, kindness, peace, and respect is the best expression of our agency to create a better world for our children and grandchildren to inherit. That's what it's all about. We can't solve world peace. We can't solve hunger, but we can make our little patches on earth better and make them a better place for our children and grandchildren to inherit. So how do we change the world? How do we change this divisive world that we live in today? Well, quite simply, one act of kindness, one act of compassion at a time, and with every act of respect that we show for one another. Now, each of us has the agency to create a better world for our grandchildren and children to inherit. The willingness to use this agency is tied to our respective mindsets. Exercising our agency leads to greater self-satisfaction and self-actualization, and quite frankly, fewer regrets at death. So just think about this. Kindness is free, so is compassion and peace and respect. So let's pass these along daily or many times a day to one another. The world needs more harmony. The world needs more kindness and understanding. And the world certainly needs less divisiveness, anger, and separation. Together through our intentional acts of humany, we can restore our humanity one interaction at a time. And by changing our worldviews, by realizing and thinking that every other person on this planet is more like us than different, by thinking that each person's life journey deserves respect. But this requires individual and collective mindset change. Inside this magical world of Humany are four potent ingredients that I've mentioned several times already: peacefulness, kindness, compassion, and respect. And they are held together by compounds called acceptance and harmony. Now, acceptance doesn't equate to agreement. You can accept others without agreeing with them or their choices. But this journey of life is one of shared humanity, not divisive humanity. Having lived outside the United States for 35 years, which is most of my adult life, I have seen that we have more in common with one another, no matter what part of the world we hail from, than differences. And this is something we can each experience at the person to person interaction level by each of us dozens of times a day, hundreds of times a week. In the 18th century, William Wordsworth wrote, "The best portion of a good man's life is his little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness and love." A Humany mindset brings Wordsworth's thinking into the 21st century. Interacting with others from the place of kindness, compassion, peace, and respect are the little, nameless, unremembered acts we can each do. We need more positive examples in society and our workplaces. Those with the Humany mindset will be such examples. We should want to live in a better society. We should want to make the world a better place for our children and grandchildren to inherit. Is that asking too much of one another? But to create a better world for our children and grandchildren to inherit, we must become better people, better human beings, humans who exude kindness, compassion, and peace with one another, humans who display respect and acceptance for one another, humans who bring harmony into our own lives, communities, schools, playgrounds, and workplaces. And all this is summed up in what I call the Humany Mindset Credo, which takes Mr. Wordsworth's words into the 21st century. And this credo says the best portion of a good human being's life is their little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness, compassion, and respect. Or to personalize this for you, the best portion of your life will be your little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness, compassion, and respect. So in closing, let me paraphrase my favorite philosopher, Yoda. May the force of humany be with you. Thank you. Details of the Humany Mindset and the Humany Mindset Credo are found in my book, Humany Mindset, Change the World by Changing Your Mindset. It's available globally on Amazon in paperback, Kindle, and audiobook formats. And if you'd ever like to talk about how to bring Humany Mindset into your life, into your communities, into your workplace, let's talk. Please reach out to me by email at Steven, S-T-E-V-E-N, at humanymindset.com. I will send you a calendar link so that we can talk, and I welcome the opportunity to discuss the Humany Mindset and your ideas around it with you at any time. You can also follow us on Instagram, which is at Humany Mindset. And please subscribe to this YouTube channel at Humany Mindset. And more importantly, share it with your friends and family and neighbors. Get them to subscribe as well. Let's spread Humany Mindset together. Thank you.